In the heart of Emerald Forest lived a small turtle named Tavio. Most turtles spent their days resting under shaded leaves, moving slowly from pond to pond. But Tavio was different. Every night, he climbed a small hill and stared at the tallest mountain in the land. Skybreaker Peak, a place no turtle had ever visited. Its top was always hidden by clouds, glowing like a crown, Tavio whispered to himself. One day, I will climb it. The other animals laughed. A turtle? Climb Skybreaker Peak? Impossible. Your legs are too short, Tavio. You walk slower than a sleepy snail. But Tavio kept his dream safe and warm inside his shell. One morning, the forest woke to strange tremors. Trees shook. Birds screamed. Even the river changed direction. A mysterious rumor spread through the forest. Something powerful is awakening near Skybreaker Peak. Some animals believed it was a monster. Others said it was a collapsing cave. But nobody dared to check. Nobody. Except Tavio. He felt a spark inside him. This is my chance. If danger is coming from the mountain, I must see the truth. And so, with nothing but courage in his tiny heart, Tavio began his journey. The forest ended at a dark swamp. Mud pulled at Tavio's feet, each step heavier than the last. At one point, he sank so deep that only the top of his shell was visible. Just when he thought he was stuck forever, he heard a voice. Don't give up, little mountain climber. A firefly named Lena hovered above him. She glowed brightly, circling his shell like a tiny torch. With her light guiding him, Tavio crawled out of the mud. They became travel partners. Next came the stone canyon, where sharp rocks jutted out like broken teeth. A single wrong step meant falling into darkness. Tavio moved slowly, his shell scraping against the stones. Lena whispered, one step at a time. Slow is still forward. But as they reached the final rock, the ground shook again. A giant boulder rolled down the canyon directly toward Tavio. He froze. The canyon echoed with Lena's scream. Tavio, move. At the very last second, he tucked into his shell, and the boulder slammed over him, leaving him scratched, but alive. After days of danger, Tavio and Lena reached the base of Skybreaker Peak. Its walls were cold, steep, and cruel. Even the wind howled like wild creatures. Tavio placed one foot on the cliff, then another. His muscles trembled. His shell ached. His legs burned. He slipped again and again, sliding down the rocks. But every time he fell, he whispered, I am not done yet. Climbing slowly, sometimes only 2 inches at a time, Tavio pushed through pain, fear, and exhaustion. When he reached halfway, he heard a deep rumbling from above. Not an earthquake, not a monster. Something breathing. Lena trembled on his shoulder. Do you hear that? Tavio nodded. But still, he climbed. Near the top, the fog thickened. Tavio could barely see his own feet. And then a shadow moved. A massive shape emerged from the clouds. 2 golden eyes opened. A long tail curled, and wings unfolded like thunder. It was a sky dragon. Lena gasped. It's real. But the dragon did not roar. It looked exhausted, trapped under fallen rocks. Tavio's fear melted into understanding. The tremors. The shaking forest. The rumors. Nothing was attacking the mountain. The mountain was trapping the dragon. Tavio, with his tiny strength, started digging around the dragon's wings. For hours, he pushed stones much bigger than himself. Every inch forward felt impossible. Yet he repeated the same words. I do not give up. Finally, the dragon's wings were free. The dragon stretched its wings, shaking the clouds away. He lowered his giant head toward Tavio and rumbled. You are the slowest, yet bravest creature I've met. The dragon lifted Tavio gently and placed him on its back. With a single flap, they soared above the mountain. The world below looked small and shining, like a map of dreams. For the first time, Tavio stood above the clouds. He had done the impossible. When they returned to the forest, the animals stared in shock. The same animals who once laughed now whispered, He did it. The turtle reached the top. Nothing is impossible for a brave heart. Tavio smiled and said, "Dreams are not about speed. They are about courage. Even the smallest step counts." And from that day on, whenever the forest shook, everyone knew it was not danger. It was the dragon visiting his brave little friend.